If you lock the door to your house or car or anything that requires a key and lock, I would recommend bringing that key with you if you need to get back into that thing that you locked. Hey there, welcome back to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we are doing an episode of Hot and Cold. This is a video series I like to do where I talk about the best and worst music I've heard over the past week. The hot being the best, the cold being the worst, and some middle-of-the-road tracks too. For this specific episode, we'll be looking at any songs released between September 15th and 21st, 2019. If you have any recommendations for future episodes, make sure you let me know in the time frame that this episode comes out that week, but also let me know what you think of these songs right here. They'll be linked down in the description. Kicking things off with what I thought was the best of the week. I first want to talk about DaBaby. He has a new single out. It's called Intro. I love this one for its contemporary R&B instrumental that is melded with a bumpy and jolting trap beat. Charismatic bars from DaBaby too. I'm liking those. And this dude is staying on top of his solo material at this point. It should only make him more valuable and more attractive as a feature. He already is a pretty attractive feature to have. We've already got him on the Post Malone record, and he remixed Panini with Lil Nas X, so I'm excited to hear whatever he has up his sleeve and whatever he's going to be coming out with in the future. Just know that Intro from DaBaby, it's a good song. Moving on from there, Feelings by M83 is the next hot track I want to highlight. This one is split into a few different sections. The track, though, overall is very lush and comforting. I love the synth lines that build towards the unpredictable and majestic closing moments on the song. Very spacious, and the drums, they don't overshadow the track. They only enhance the rhythm, and if they weren't there, I just feel like this would be boring ambient music, but the drums, they add that nice steady pulse, and it makes it breathtaking. You can always have those droning sounds, but if you have that rhythm in place, if you have some kind of form of melody in the slightest, it makes a song enjoyable, at least from M83 is what I'm talking about. Actually, a couple cuts from this new M83 album are pretty fantastic. They're so pensive and expansive. Maybe check out the entire album, let me know what some of your favorite songs are from it. But next up, we have to talk about the new Wilco single. This one is called Everyone Hides, and this one is alternative rock, indie rock, those kinds of things. I love the quirky acoustic guitar, the bass line, and the catchy little vocal hook that's on this one, and this single is in support of an album on the way from Wilco. It's coming up very quickly, October 4th. This one's going to be called Ode to Joy. Looking forward to that. And what else? Last week we had a single from Hailee Steinfeld, Afterlife. That's the name of it. I can admit this one is really generic. The tune, the production, everything all around it's been heard many times before. But it's a guilty pleasure. I will say if I did believe in guilty pleasures, this would be one. Let me know if you believe in guilty pleasures. Do you think they're a real thing? Just a side note. It's music after all. Why should you care what other people think of your taste? You like what you like and you stick with it, right? Anyways, wrapping up the hot tracks this week, we have one of 3 new singles from Céline Dion. This one is called Imperfections. This is the only one that I'd recommend. One of the 3 turned out to be good, which is better than 0 out of 3. I thought it was going to be 0. I know Céline Dion and me, we just don't get along apparently. But yeah, Imperfections is a good song though, because she doesn't put her foot in her mouth with just poor singing. We'll talk about the cold tracks from Céline later on in the video, but first up we gotta get through the middle of the road tracks, which are songs that I thought were okay, not amazing, not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. First up we have Tiësto and Mabel. This one is called God is a Dancer, and this one isn't the most egregious club track. It's got a few things going for it, like the bass line and catchy chorus, but the verses and bridge, they suffer from horrible vocals. Leonard Cohen has a new single out. It's called The Goal, and this one is hard to judge as a song. It's so short, and I feel like it will just serve this purpose of being an interlude on this upcoming posthumous album. If you're a fan of Leonard's past work, especially his singer-songwriter diary-like entries, this is more of the same stuff and you should like it. Also, if you're a big fan of the rapper Nas, you'll most likely enjoy the newest single from Danny Brown. It's called Best Life. I'm not completely head over heels for it, but it is decent. And now, wrapping up hot and cold this week, we have the cold tracks. First up, I want to talk about the new Maroon 5 single. This one's called Memories. Maroon 5, they've been laying me down for years. I haven't enjoyed a single album altogether cohesively since their debut, Songs for Jane. And this new single from Maroon 5, it is so watered down for pop. It only focuses on a hook. It's not even that catchy. It's more annoying, in my opinion. It sounds like Patience by Charlie Puth with no soul. That's all I have to say. Moving on from there, Céline Dion, the other couple tracks I want to mention, they are called Lying Down and Courage. The first one, Lying Down, this one is written by David Guetta and Sia, which it was weird when I first heard it. I kind of thought it was written by Sia, and at one point I heard some vocals in the background that sounded oddly similar to Sia, and it turns out to be her. The track, though, is a bland piano ballad. It does have a unique transition to the outro when we do get Sia in that outro, but for the most part, it's just so boring. It's so painfully boring. Courage, the other track, I feel like she's not even pronouncing the word correctly. She's saying it in a weird way, and this one's an even slower and sadder piano ballad than what Lying Down is. And in addition to that, one of the worst vocal performances that I've heard this year, probably. Just a couple weeks after loving Kill My Mind by Louis Tomlinson, Liam Payne has let me down with his newest mainstream pop single. This one is called Stack It Up, featuring a Boogie with the Hoodie. Not only is the beat plain, but the spelling of the D-I-E, T-I-E, all those variations of words that already rhyme together, it's so ridiculous and absurd. There's no need to be rhyming the spelling of things. They already rhyme. A Boogie with the Hoodie's feature is melodically led. That makes for a pretty flat and boring performance because Liam has already contributed the melody with his verses and chorus, I should say. But what you get with A Boogie with the Hoodie, he just sounds the same as what Liam has been doing, just spitting his bars at a quicker rate because he's a rapper. Next up, I want to talk about the new Tegan and Sara single. This one is called Don't Believe the Things They Tell You, They Lie. The waves of synthesizers and guitars that mount the final leg of this track are impressive, but the tune is just another forgettable one from the Canadian twin sisters. And lastly, this week we have a new single from Phineas, I Don't Miss You At All, and this one's got like another video game instrumental. He already contributed to his sister's project from earlier this year, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? A couple tracks from Billie Eilish's album were heavily based on 90s retro video game sounds, and this one from Phineas is just sounding like some corny Mario soundtrack with no sticking points or catchy qualities about it. And there you have it. There's Hot and Cold for this week. Thanks for joining and listening to my opinions. I'd love to hear from you. Sound off down below in the comments. Let me know what you think of these songs. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. And yeah, have a rockin' day.